Namaste and welcome to Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. From my webcam to yours, I'm Christopher Rayman Witecki, your soul biographer, here to help you make sense of your soul stories, cycles, and circles. And oh boy, can we talk about my cycle and circle? Next month is my birthday. And if you've been watching long enough, you know last year the universe gave me a big old present of a hospital stay. But this year the universe is giving me a present of a solar eclipse, so I can only assume that one of two things will happen. Either great fortune or I'll be dead. So just in case, I'm throwing a little bit of a sale right now called the Bull Shift Sale. Now this sale is actually just for Tauruses. Sorry folks, I'm just giving it to my own. Right now Tauruses are stepping into some amazing karma. They're about to go out and build their next projects, and I want to support you fellow bulls. So I'll be selling 2 readings a day during the Taurus birthday period. Try to hop on your actual birthday if you can for just $99. That's $60 off the regular cost, and I'm doing it because it's a good thing to do. It's kind of like me being grateful ahead of time for my fortune to come. So if you'd like a 1-hour reading with me right now, come on down to soulmart.me while supplies of the bull last. I'm not bullshifting you either. You know that's true. Well, I've got some other good news going on right now. First of all, SGTV, TV for the people, by the people, is launching with some exciting projects next month. Namely me, I'm getting my own talk show. No kidding. It's called Serious Joy. I'm going to be on 5 days a week. I'm going to be connecting with people. This is a live show. It's going to be recast on many different channels. But the reason I'm bringing it to you right now is because I want to reach out to you. This is a talk show for the people, by the people, and particularly I'm interested in light workers. I'm interested in healers. I'm interested in alternative people. I want to interview someone fascinating living in their heart every day. And this is a talk show where we're going to step in our heart. I'm going to teach you how to live in serious joy. I'm totally serious. So please come on down to soulgarden.me. We are now casting. Just click on Serious Joy and fill out the survey. We're looking for books, any kind of products, any kind of service, recommendations. You don't have to be the person. Really just come on down and tell us your formula for serious joy. Well, let's get to your joy, shall we? Without further ado, let's take the Ascension elevator and focus just on you. See you upstairs.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. In the unlikely event of an elevator depressurization, an oxygen mask will drop from the ceiling. Take a deep breath and think Summer Breeze by Simon & Garfunkel. We're 21 days from Serious Joy.
Hello, my captains, and welcome to 33,000 feet for the bird's eye view of Capricorns. This is above the mountain, if you will. This is for Capricorns, Capricorn risings, and these are the soul executives if you bought a Lightcast report card. And that's what Capricorns do. They execute the job. They get things done. And it's interesting because this month you're working on your own emotional state to yourself, the way you treat yourself emotionally. And how does the executor of life treat themselves emotionally? All right, well, like a ram, kind of tough, like a soldier. That's how you're built, is like a soldier. Now, Uranus has sent Aries there, which means we don't want Capricorns to feel like a soldier at home anymore. That's not the way you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be, I think, a lot more fluffy and bunny rabbit-like. And if you know Master Arieses, they're very, very soft. They're kind of like billowy, right? They are a sheep after all. They just get tough in the early stages. So we're in chapter 3 of Sun and Aries, and the Capricorns have been working on their emotional contentment all month long. And emotions is really where things have to change. That basic ram tough childhood upbringing that now no longer applies. You're not a soldier at home. You're not a soldier at home. So if you're not a soldier at home, what are you at home? All right, that's the reflection, your moods, your history, your craziness that we all have. And this week you're going to go into your passion, the ability to manifest passion and togetherness and a feeling of at ease instead of dis-ease. Now this week we go from step 18 to step 25. So from one Sunday, you're taking action on behalf of your inner emotions. And by the end of the Sunday, you are spiritually trying to align and make sure that was good. And you better make sure, because look, the Sun is conjuncting Mars there at the end, which means you're going to act whether you like it or not on wherever you have developed. Venus already at 29, heading for your inner child there. So we are moving very quickly here in spring, and since you're working on emotions, you know, tiptoe with yourself. Now, Saturn in Scorpio has retrograded back to step 9. That means you may reconsider actions you took when it came to cutting off where you belong or don't belong in the world, all right? Having to do with your heart being happy or not. So maybe you broke up with a group and now you're going, maybe I should go back to the group, or a friend or whatever. Whatever that is, you still may reconsider again when your home planet goes back direct over this spot. But it's good to reconsider, and only your soul will tell you if you should actually do something. Then finally, Jupiter has returned to step 13. All right, this is a breakthrough step. And this is a quantum step, really, in the Gemini consciousness. What this, the 2 dates you should remember. One, you want to kind of maybe roll back the clocks of your thinking. But this has to do with you developing a new lifestyle or health. So in August 2012, you were here when it's health or lifestyle. And in April 2001, you were at this spot of breakthrough with health or lifestyle. So do a little journal work and see where that is. And remember, 2001 was 9/11, but this was the spring way before 9/11, where you were kind of amping up and changing your life. Well, here you are again. What have you learned? All right, this is my favorite part of the show, where you see what is above is also below. And let's start, of course, with Fun Day Sunday. Cloudy chance of anxiety on this particular day. That's because emotions are stirring the mind, and hopefully you have learned self-mercy and self-compassion as your intellectual intentions. At the same time, Mars rules the day, and so your emotions require action, change now. So there's no more emotional patience. And with Uranus at 9 degrees, the home, family, or emotional dynamic will collapse if you haven't prepared for the collapse or gone through the collapse already. So when we talk about collapse, we're talking about the old regime, the emotional soldier that you always had to be for yourself, that was not very attentive to the special emotional needs of yourself. This is a Capricorn race change. So this is a change in Capricorns in the human history consciousness, and of course you're at the forefront of it. You like to be in charge? Just kidding. Monday, cloudy and pensive. The moon moves off that volatile spot. Earth rules the day. It's an earth sign like you. You're feeling grounded. That's groovy. The moon is triggering thoughts. You are processing. You might have had breakdown. This would be breakthrough. This is a minor sub-breakdown breakthrough. And overall, you are loving and acting on what your emotions need. Whether you fell down and now need to get up, or whether you realize, whew, I really am on my way out of here, so to speak. Looking at the diagram, the circle is where the moon will cross over Chiron, which is healing, and then Mercury, which is thoughts. And that's all in the house of thoughts. So a lot of the healing is required. A lot of your emotional tranquility is requires that your mind is on a very compassionate, self-mercy attitude with yourself. You cannot be whipping yourself and nurturing your emotions at the same time. It doesn't work. So this is what you are healing on this day. On Tuesday, showers, chance of maybe panic. The moon moves into Aries, so it moves right into the purity. So you should be nesting and resting, but the moon crosses Uranus in the course of the day. And so emotions basically return to the month's lesson, which is emotions. So now your emotions catch up with your emotions. You thought you were sensitive all month long. This is the tip of the pyramid of sensitivity, and we have light cast day the next day. As the moon crosses Uranus, this could be elation because you feel you are free, or this could be a collapse because you realize you have some work to do. At the same time, the sun moves to 20 degrees, step 20, so passion is it. It is now very personal. And if you're working this out like with a roommate this week or this month or whatever, it's suddenly very personal. Recognize that before you take action. Then on Wednesday, it's cloudy and light casting, and this is both light cast and love fest day. This is the day to set emotional intention and then follow the moon around for 28 days. It becomes reality. That is what light cast day is about. And Jupiter rules the day, so it's an optimistic day. This is a day of unlimited possibility, which should be your little personal spin in your head. And what you do is if you hold this space and start this day as the first day is the next day of your life emotionally, this is what the pagans did to change their life. And they were pretty wise in some ways, trust me. So this is a day where you want to hold space. And what you're holding space for is how you want to feel. How do you want to feel day to day? Hold that space and tell the universe. Then the moon crosses Venus, so your feelings literally do get restored, hopefully, if you're open to giving and receiving. And pay attention to that, too, what it was that made you feel better after you asked God to feel better. So it's almost like instant miracles if we're really operating well. On Thursday, cloudy, chance of some anxiety, return to anxiety. 2 reasons. One, now the emotional focus shifts to your heart. So we were dealing with emotions just by themselves. Now it's your heart. So your heart can pollute that emotional field or enlighten that emotional field. So the inner child either enlightens or depresses further the emotional field. You have to manage that. At the same time, if you're going with the flow of what you just light casted yesterday, you will probably feel into new territories beyond your normal comfort zones. That is breakthrough, but you got to just stay calm and go with the flow, quite literally, of your own feelings. Whoops, that's Thursday, excuse me. Then on Friday, It's sunny and content. I think you now are feeling better. The moon is in Taurus, so technically this is an inner child transit, but you are dealing with emotion, so you're probably feeling kind of like a baby, and that's totally okay. Now, this is a day of exploring potential, all right? So just explore potential. Maybe if I move the crib over here, maybe I move it out of the sun, maybe I move it under this music box. You're literally learning how to baby yourself in a better way, and you are an executive, so do a good job. On Saturday, sunny and rebalance. So now I think, see, you're a little happy is now happy. I think life has restored to balance. The moon moves into Gemini, so you're emotionally hyper aware, but I think you've been forced to deal with all this stuff up until now. So by the time emotions hit the body, you should actually be feeling pretty good because you've done the spirit work that leads to bad feelings or bad health. So this is a day of restoring emotional contentment, because that is the topic, and you might have to respond differently to receive some sort of nurturing that you haven't normally received. So instead of crying, turn on your music box on the crib, and allow that flowing to flow and go. Basically, is the day. On Sunday, it is sunny and fantastic. I think you're fantastic because no matter what, this is the highest point of the week, so you should be feeling the best. At the same time, the moon crosses Jupiter, and that is either going to be a breakdown for someone who has literally put off every lesson. And you are the goat. You can stubbornly stand on the mountain and refuse to grow. And so Capricorns go down hard when they dig in those hooves. If you have been growing with yourself, this is an elation moment where you're starting to feel the next echelon of your new light style that you are developing, the new light style. And Neptune rules the day, so it's a day of potential epiphany and miracle. All right, let's fly home. Well, this concludes another edition of Soul Horoscopes Orbits Edition. Hey, incidentally, if you are watched over by the guardian agency, start looking out around 4 p.m. your time for your Serious Joy Report. Each day I'm going to put in a little bit of a paragraph that guides you based on your sign into your heart to help you stay in your heart for 24 hours. Just one more advantage of being watched over by yours truly and the guardian agency. Now, if you're not watched over, you can always try it for just 1 penny. Well, that wraps up another fantastic edition. Thank you so much. I love you very much. Come on down and tell us your casting ideas or pitch your ideas. Remember, with Serious Joy at soulgarden.tv. And I'll see you next week. Live, love, be. Soul Garden.